So it's a weekend, and I try to take weekends off around here, but being a small business owner, it's pretty much so impossible to ever actually get a day off. Things pop up, things come up you got to take care of. And a couple Saturdays ago, I get a text early in the morning from Tim, the Farm Hands. If you remember them, they're a bluegrass group that they played at our bus rally that we had here, and we've had their bus here several times for repairs. And he sends me a message that he's broke down blocking the fuel lane in a truck stop. They stopped in Mississippi, almost in Arkansas, right on the border. Greenville, Mississippi, I think was the name of the town. It's about 400 miles away. And they stopped to fuel, shut the bus off, everything was fine, and it wouldn't restart. So the first thing I tried to do was, help diagnose the problem with the no start. Are your batteries okay? He's running a generator, he throws the charger on, the voltage is good. It's just clicking. It could be an issue like something locking out the starter, like if you have it not in neutral and it's in gear and you try to start it, it won't energize the starter. Different things like that. There could be some safety features that are stopping it from doing that. So we bypass the whole bus's electrical system. I tell them how to just jump the starter with a screwdriver. There's a small little terminal on there that has a positive signal wire going to it. If you cross that terminal with the main positive lug on the starter solenoid, that should engage the solenoid and turn the starter motor over. And he did that and nothing at all happened. And then I told him, well, it could just be the solenoid. That might be easier to find a solenoid on a Saturday morning. And then let's see if it's the actual motor itself. So you can jump the two big terminals on the back of a solenoid and it'll just spin the motor over, the starter motor, without engaging the solenoid to turn the gears on the flywheel. And he does that and nothing happens. So it's definitely the starter. So I spent some time trying to call auto parts stores down there, but Saturday morning in the middle of nowhere, nobody's gonna have a Detroit diesel starter. And we just confirmed that. We tried the big ones, O'Reilly's, Truck Pro, Fleet Pride, Napa, heavy duty. Nobody had anything like that. Even here locally, I couldn't find one. None of the local stores had anything available. So I called Lance, who happened to have had a MCI 8 here on the property, and Tim's bus is an MCI 7, so that's a right-handed 8V71 starter that's on there. So I called Lance and said, hey, can we borrow your starter off your bus that's here for repairs? And Lance is like, yeah, of course you can. Lance even said, hey, I have one, on the shelf at the shop if you want it, but that would be like another 2 hours of time by the time we drove an hour to Lance's and then back, because we're heading the other direction. So we borrowed it off of Lance's bus. It took about 15 minutes to remove the starter. We sent every tool that we used to remove the starter in a box with Deb. Deb volunteered. The MCI Saudi was still here then, and she's one of the owners, John's wife, of that. So she took her Mini Cooper, they call it Sebi. We loaded up with all the tools and everything, and she volunteered to take it there. So she drove, over almost 6 hours to get there. Tim had actually already got the starter off of the bus by the time she got there, and within 15 minutes of her getting there, they had the new starter on the bus and back running again. He needed to get his bandmates home. Those guys have jobs on Monday. They had already canceled their shows that they had for Saturday because there was just no way they were going to make it in time. It took us, they were gone. Deb was gone almost 12 hours by the time she left here and got back. So, but if he would have got a tow truck or anything like that, and he wouldn't have got it repaired, it was just super easy. It was like $500 for us to do that. By the time we paid Deb for her time, we gave her some money for running back and forth and fuel for the car and then that kind of stuff. So it was a nice way to help somebody out, but you never get a Saturday off around here. Okay, if you connect this little bottom one right here to this one here, this should spin the starter motor. Just like that. Okay, and then if you connect these two, you should spin the motor over without engaging the solenoid. Removing the starter on Lance's bus here, he was nice enough to give us permission to take it off of here to send it to Tim, who's broke down in Mississippi. I'm trying to lower it. I got a ratchet strap wrapped around it, so we can lower it down. I think so. It weighs like 75 pounds. Okay, we got the starter pulled off Lance's bus here, and all the tools that we used to do it, plus a couple of extras for more leverage in case his bolts are really stuck. We're also sending a little bottle jack because it buses air down. We can jack the body up enough to get up under there. A ratchet strap to pull it up into place. We got plenty of wrenches here. We got some ratcheting wrenches. I got a super long 12 point. And if that's not enough leverage for him, he can put a wrench extender on it as well. So hopefully that'll get all the bolts off to get the starter replaced for him. He's broke down about not quite 400 miles away in Mississippi, and Deb is going to drive this to him there, and hopefully by then he'll have it off, but if not, they're going to get it swapped up, and hopefully that's going to fix his problem. This is the rescue vehicle Deb's going to be driving out there.
He's got a name even.
Sebi. It looks, Sebi, yeah. It's
Sebi Banks. 261,000 miles on him.
It looks like a rescue vehicle. You need like a Red Cross mechanic thing with the little plus sign thing. Here's a few pictures they sent me of the ordeal. So Tim under the bus getting the starter back on. Here's comparing the two of them side by side. But yeah, it's that is not a good spot to be broke down, and he was there for over 12 hours. So here's the new starter we got from O'Reilly's. 330 bucks. Cap's not all the way in on the end here. It's a little bended up. We're gonna have to rotate the nose cone anyways on here to change the clocking of it. It's a little bit off for what we got. But, looks to be a decent rebuild. It's a reman. There's no grease there whatsoever. We went ahead and put a little grease. We're not gonna hurt it now. Reclocking the cone to get the right position. Well, we did get the starter back on. It's only 3 bolts and like 3 wires, so it's a real easy job to do. It's just so heavy. That's the only downside to it. But I'm glad we were able to get him fixed up and going.
See him loading up his tools, check the air and all those duels. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Well, he's got a long, hard ride in old Lenny the Silver Sides. Get that bus grease monkey on the road. Well, he's got that hammer down and that 47 Hound. It's that bus grease monkey on the road. He travels all around and he's coming to your town. Get that bus grease monkey down the road. With the propped up engine door, watch that bus grease monkey do his thing. 30 years behind that barn, 'cause it don't run worth a darn. Watch that bus grease monkey make it sing. He knows them Detroits, there's no doubt, upside down and inside out. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in that old blue Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Now he's moved his family to the hills of Tennessee. Watch that bus grease monkey make his home, bringing buses back to life with the help of his dear wife. Watch that bus grease monkey get it done. Well, he travels town to town working on them old greyhounds. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in old Lenny the Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know?